It usually plays, let's rank every Disturbed album. We are all disturbed. Let's go. At number 7, without further ado, the worst album in Disturbed's discography is Evolution. More like Devolution. It's, yeah, it sucks. Too many ballads. Are You Ready was a promising start, sounded a bit like Iron Maiden in, a good chorus, but there's far too many extreme sort of songs, like More Than Words. There's about 6 More Than Words on this. It's too much for words. It's far too many ballads for a band that are supposed to be metal, and it's Father Time rock, and there's a few good songs like No More, A Return to Fight, but yeah, it's at number 7. It's not a great album. It's a few listens in and you're like, yes, like a lot of In Flames recent material, you'll listen to it and then you'll totally forget about it. You'll just go back to the old shit. This album sucks in Disturbed's history. I'm sorry, I had to say it. There you go. At number 6, we will move on fastly. Immortalized. Good album. Good album. You know what should I say? Good. The Eye of the Storm. Great intro. Typical Disturbed intro. Immortalized is a really good song. The Vengeful One is a fantastic single. When you hear it live, the drums just sound brilliant. They really do, with the fireworks and the flames. Saw them when they kick some ass supporting Avenged Sevenfold at the MEN Arena, the Manchester Arena. It's such a powerful song live. It's a great single. Open Your Eyes, The Light, What Are You Waiting For, You're Mine. I find it a bit boring towards the end, and it tails off after Who. I think there's some good moments on this, but all sort of 3 out of 5 songs is no song that really, apart from the Vengeful One, which is a 4, no song really lights you up apart from The Sound of Silence, which is great live, but again, this album is just like a mixture. It's a mixed bag. There's no cohesion. It's just far too many mixed songs, some here and there, and it doesn't feel like a complete album to me. It just feels like a bit of an experimentation and a few B-sides thrown in it. That's how it sounds. It's not a strong effort. It's a good effort, but it's not a great effort. Immortalized is at number 6. Some good songs though. Who, I like Your Mine, I like those ones. I like The Light, but it's a little cheese. And The Vengeful One is obviously a fantastic song. Apart from that, there's a few run-of-the-mill songs on this album, but it's worth checking out. There you go. That's at number 6, Immortalized. At number 5, I'm going to go with The Sickness. What a great debut. Now, a lot of the talk about this is it's dated. I can totally see that. I can totally agree with the lyrics, the content, some of the songs dropping plates. But let's put it into perspective, guys. This was 2000. I know this won't have grown up well. It won't have matured. Dropping plates. A lot of you nerdy metalheads have a real issue with the lyrics. It's not like he said dropping bombs, is it? I mean, come on. One thing though, I rang the doctor the other day. Yeah, I told him I was coming down with a sickness. I had to get in there. I couldn't wait to do that one. That was the best joke I've ever heard. Anyway, Stupefy, the game. There's some great rhythms on this. Down with a Sickness, Violent Fetish is great, but it is very of its time with the industrial and the taboo and the rhythms and even the mantras. It was Tolkien. It was very, if you listen now, it's very Tolkien, but still as an album, it's really good. Like, every song's groovy. It's really aggressive. It's very unique in its style with the grooves and the mantras. The whack and all that, yeah, we know. And Dropping Plates, I don't get the issue with this song. So what? Like I said, it's a good song. It's just right, we know it's a bit Limp Bizkitified, but that was the style of the album. Like, voices as well, great. It's a good album. It's a great rocker, but it's one of them that in history won't age well as a like. Yeah, it's not going to be like Led Zeppelin's 4, is it? It's not going to go down in that category, but still a good album. It's a really strong new metal album, one of the best. But in Disturbed's, categorising it, we'll put it at number 5, which takes us to number 4. Sorry, yeah, which takes us to number 3. At number 4, sorry. I always do this. At number 4, that was number 5. At number 4, it's an album that at the time I didn't want to believe it was any good. That wasn't planned. Absolutely not. At the time, because of a lot of other bands like Slipknot, I didn't really give it much praise apart from the single Prayer and Liberate. But this is a solid album. It might not be the best produced, but it's really classic metal. And like the Pantera, the Soundgarden, like when they did, it's changed, it's evolved. And the more you listen to this album, the better it gets for me musically. It's really deep, it's really well thought out. It's very proggy in stages, but it's a proper rock album where it's known. They ditched a bit of new metal on this. They soon got back to it. But on this, it's just some classic hard rock. And it's grungy and it's downtrodden. But it's really like uplifting at the same time. And there's some really powerful songs. Obviously, Prayer, Liberate. Remember is a fantastic Disturbed ballad. That is how you do it. And Rise, Mistress, Breathe, Bound. This is a classic album. There's some really good stuff on this. Yeah, so check it out. At number 4, and now we are at number 3. At number 3, tough, but I'm going to go with Asylum. Another grower, better than Believe for me. It's some of the guitar work on this is. It's like a band harnessing its sound, like a lion, like they're harnessed where they want to go. It's got control, it's got fantastic riffs, and it's a total grower. Another Way to Die is a phenomenal single, accompanied by the video. And this was Disturbed saying basically, this is what we're good at, this is what we do, we're crafty at it, and we're gonna go down this road. May say be a bit tame, but it loses a lot of the idiosyncrasies on this album, and it's more musically profound. It's more musically solid. It's got more of a earnest vibe to it, but it's got a lot of great guitar parts in it. Serpentine, The Infection, Another Way to Die, Never Again, The Animal, Crucified is a great song. Few dull ones near the end, but as a whole, it is a complete body of work of Disturbed. It's one of the best albums. It feels more truthful and honest. It doesn't feel as daft in areas and as contrived. It just feels really sparse musically and comes from the soul. It's a great album. I would highly recommend this album, guys. Asylum at number 3. But if we're talking Disturbed, which we are, because we are all Disturbed, let's go to the top 2 albums. And this was difficult, but at number 2, I'm going to go with an album that, at first, again, listened to it and I thought, the more you listen to this, the better it gets each time. This is an absolutely blistering Disturbed album. I'm talking about Indestructible. It does feel like that. Some of the music on this is really sinister and obscure. It's like computer game metal, but it's got some eerie stuff in there, really horrified stuff, but really creative. This is probably one of the Disturbed's most creative albums. very European sounding. Has elements of melodic death in there as well, but it's such a good album. Like, the more you listen to it, Deceiver, The Night, the two standout tracks alone, it's really no frills, but dark, really dark, this album. But the grooves, everything's airtight on this, it really is. It's slick, so well produced. Deceiver, The Night. In fact, the worst song on it's Perfect Insanity, and that was from Down With The Sickness originally. The Sickness, sorry. Haunted, Enough. Some of the melodies on this, and the Curse, Torn. Torn's a great song. Criminal and Divide. My favourite song is, I love when Criminal and Divide come in. Now, they used to be my two favourite songs. I've sort of skipped past like Enough. When you listen to The Night and Deceiver and Enough, after Inside the Fire. Oh my God. It's so good. It's a brilliant album. It's absolutely brilliant, this. It's so menacing. And it sounds a bit like The Sickness in areas. Except with the Asylum vibes in there as well. Which would later... It's got the classic metal with the new metal. It has a bit of Believe and The Sickness in there. And it just picks up where they left off, and where number one album coming up, it has elements of that. This is a dense album, a really poised, dense album, focused. It seems no frills, but everything's just... And the vocals are like four layered as well, I think, or they're not double layered, they're four. So when you hear that growl, it doesn't sound like that live, which I prefer his clean voice anyway, but you can hear the dubs on this, and it makes for a more cinematic sound. And like I said, if you're going for that studio sound, this is the ultimate Disturbed studio album for me. It's where the guitar parts are incredible and interesting. It's the most interesting Disturbed album for me. It may not take you at first, but when you listen to it, Indestructible and Inside the Fire, it's just menacing and evil. It's just poised. It's to a T. It's just like, this is what we're going to do, and we're going to be really creative with it, and that's what they are. Indestructible. I highly recommend it, guys. If you haven't heard this album, what the fuck are you doing? Check it out. And now we are at number one. And I was toing and froing which to put there, but if you had a Disturbed album to describe the band, to say what is Disturbed, then 10,000 Fist, baby. It's just called 10,000 Fist, but yeah. 10,000 Fist is a sublime Disturbed album, and it's my favourite one. My favourite song being Sons of Plunder. Even songs like Sacred Lie and Pain Redefined have grown on me, but you've got Avarice, Overburdened, not to mention opening up with 10,000 Fists, which is the ultimate Disturbed song in terms of the groove. If you're thinking about what Disturbed are known for, the drums, the airtight drums, and all of the albums coming into one is this album. The melodies with Just Stop, the big melodies, the choral melodies, and it feels cult-like, this album. This album feels like everything a Disturbed album should do. Like Indestructible, but it's more anthemic, I'll say that. It's definitely more anthemic. Guarded, Defy, Stricken, I'm Alive, Overburdened for me sums it up. It's such a classic song that has Believe elements in there as well. Like Remember, Overburdened, very much Decadence, Forgiven to Me, and then you got Land of Confusion, which is great, and Sacred Lie grows on me, but Pain Redefined. River turns in my life, the enemies come. Monster 2 World, yeah. Even the bonus tracks, yeah, they're the bonus tracks. But Sons of Plunder is the ultimate Disturbed song. Just Stop has a chorus like you've never heard. It's fantastic. The chorus to Just Stop is what Yeah, it really does make this album, that song, and Sons of Plunder. It's like Iron Maiden at its finest. What a song, the lyrics. Dave Draymond's lyrics always stood him apart on albums like, on songs like Stupefy. Was always good at mixing strong lyrics at the right time, signatures with the grooves and the guitar and the drums. All the people in the left wing, what? Yeah, it's great. I love all that lyrical stuff, but it's great with when it's in time and it's something you can dance to as well as sing. It's difficult to pull off. Very cult like this album. This is the ultimate Disturbed monster. This is the Legion album. You know, obviously the flock of fans. This is the Disturbed Messiah effects. What an album! Like, if you get the power of Disturbed, the power of Disturbed is encapsulated on this album. I say that if that's what they represent, power, unity, people coming together. The one album that does it for me is 10,000 Fist. #1 album. Peace, guys. I hope you enjoyed my countdown. We are all Disturbed, baby. Fantastic. And if you've got the DVD version, it's got a great live version in I think it's Finland or something like that, I don't know, Stockholm or somewhere, Paris, but yeah. But good. European place, but yeah, it's Disturbed. Great DVD. They even got better live, and if you've not seen them, check them out. I highly recommend them. I've seen them twice, yeah. Airtight. Fantastic live, guys. Cheers for watching. Check all my other album rankings. Got Trivium in there, got Rammstein, got Status Quo. I've done a few so far, and Bon Jovi. So send your request. Which albums would you like me to rank? And I'll rank them. And whether you agree or disagree is up to you. That's cool. Open minds. That's what we're about. Say what you feel. Say what you want. Don't judge your opinion on what everyone else says. Just go with your own. But I do have to agree with a lot of videos that this album is the ultimate and Disturbed. Peace.